Hello and welcome to a quick ultimate guide for my cold and lightning sorceress. I have done a guide before for this build, but I kinda noticed that I did some things wrong in the guide and I just wanted to do a new one. Maybe people will find this useful, my new subscribers that come to the channel and whatnot. So let's just go to the stats first. Now my strength is a little wrong. I have, let's see, 3 too many strength, but yeah, it should be 156. Nothing in dexterity, max vitality, and nothing in vitality. You're of course going to be full capped in health, so I'm in hell right now. You should at least get around, I would say, 1.5k life with bow. You can't really get that much defense even with the frozen armor, but still it helps a little bit. And you shouldn't worry about block, cause getting max block with a spirit shield is, well, I wouldn't say retarded, but no, it's not retarded. It could be okay, but it's kind of stupid. So for gloves, you really need Mage Feast, and these are, let's see, these are actually fully upgraded, so they require 151 strength. You could just go with a plain old Mage Feast, but then you get a little less defense, and I kinda just splurged a little bit. They're hard to get a lot. You're not gonna find these in game. You have to go to GSP. Then I went with a nice mana and life caster ring. There's not much to say about this ring. It could be any stats as long as it has 10% faster cast rate. But mine just gave some nice life, and well, the mana is not really needed. But yeah, a rock belt just for faster cast rate. A stone of John because of the extra plus skill. Sandstone tracks. These are actually probably the best choice of boots for this specific build, just because they give, well, they give some strength and vitality, which can be added to more vitality. It's kind of useful to just get strength and boots. It could also be Elder's boots, but it doesn't really matter much. Death's Phantom, that is not perfect, but it got the perfect amount of damage. For style points, if you really want to be cool, you could get an ethereal one. I have an unperm ethereal lying around, which I did get in a donation recently, but I don't think I'm gonna use it. Kinda seems a little weird to use duped wafers, I guess. But yeah, you can use an ethereal Death's Phantom, and if you get an ethereal Death's Phantom that is perfect, yeah, that's a pretty trophy items. I can't imagine you're gonna find anyone in game that is inferior, but good luck. Chains of Honor, there's not much to say about this chest. It's just for the resist and strength. The other stats are okay, but yeah, it's a decent enough chest. I don't really like using it for too many builds, but on Sorceresses it works pretty well. I wouldn't recommend Chains of Honor on any other build than pretty much Sorceress. Shield, you need to have 35% faster cast rate on the shield to reach 105 faster cast rate breakpoint. The shield can be bought in game even with some pretty good stats. Like this one is not perfect, but you can easily get better stats than this one in game. Mars Kaleidoscope, yeah, it's a Sorceress amulet. This one could also have 10% faster cast rate, and then you could get another Stone of Jordan, but it's kinda up to yourself. I just went with a Mars Kaleidoscope just cause it's, well, it's easy to get and doesn't cost anything. Nightwing's Wheel, this one is also perfect damage, but the rest is not really that perfect. You need this one for pretty much just the damage alone. I guess the cold absorb and the half freeze duration and the dexterity is kind of useful. Half freeze duration is probably pretty good even for a sorceress who can teleport at the second fastest possible speed, but yeah. On switch, you're just gonna be using a standard call to arms and spirit shield. Now in my inventory, it's just cold charms for life. I've chose cold because that is my main damage ability. You could also gone with lightning, but nah. And then I just went with some plus to life. If you were really expensive builder, you could actually go with the 25 resist life small champs, but these cost a lot and they usually can't be anything but unperm unless you pay a lot for them to get them legit. And just a torch and an Helios. You don't have to worry too much about resist on these charms here, cause Chains of Honor gives you so much resist that even with a low Helios and torch, it's fine. So you just get something cheap that has high attributes. That's the main goal. So let's just quickly say fire. So you only put 1 point into warmth and you get 18 plus skills. So that's pretty sweet. Don't really can't consider this tree at all. Maybe enchant just a little bit. I wouldn't really recommend anything else than enchant if you're gonna use fire abilities. And then I'll just take lightning. So you're just gonna get teleport in this row here. Telekinesis is okay as well, just bind it, whatever. Then you're going to be maxing charge bolt and lightning, and then 1 point into chain lightning, and then max lightning mastery. Now this is a personal choice, cause lightning will always be way more damage than chain lightning, but you need to aim better with chain lightning, and it also costs less mana lightning versus chain lightning. So it's kind of up to yourself. Which skill do you like the most? I like lightning cause it's the best damage and I can deal with having to aim at mobs. Static field, yeah, everyone knows what this is about. Amazing ability, you have to bind this one. Nova, yeah, it's just for more damage to lightning, so just 1 point into Nova. And then I also took 1 point into Thunderstorm. Now this is definitely an option. You can, let's see, where do I have it? Yeah. So you can actually both use an armor spell and Thunderstorm together. It's not a problem, so that's pretty sweet. I wouldn't say Thunderstorm is worth 1 point usually, but I just took it for fun, and it looks pretty awesome. It's definitely a good looking spell. And yeah, let's get to the cold. So 1 point into sheer armor and frozen armor. You're going to be using sheer armor, it's just better than frozen armor. Let's see. So it just took 1 point into all the pre-quests, and then I dumped remaining points into Ice Bolt, and then I took Frozen Orb. So once you're like level 85, you're just going to be putting points into Ice Bolt to get more Frozen Orb damage. And now your Frozen Orb should be at least at 1,000. If you can't get 1,000, you should just get less point into Lightning and then more into Ice Bolt. I like to have above 1,000 Frozen Orb damage. And then it's basically just this one is just basically just to kill lightning immunes, frozen immunes, I mean cold immunes. And this one is for boss only. You're only going to be using this one on bosses. And this one is just for AoE, you know, normal mobs, everything else that isn't a boss or cold immune. So you're only going to have 3 abilities that you will use, and then 2 armor spells and call to arms. So I could just quickly showcase some gameplay. I want to make this guy a little short, but yeah. So these mobs are like lightning immunes, so I will be using lightning on when I see lightning immune mobs. But for anything else, I'm just going to be using charge bolt. Oh, and I should also quickly showcase my merc. The merc is obviously using my treasury, Gulliams and Reaver's Toll setup. This is the highest merc setup that you can get, and it's the best way to boost your own damage, cause you don't need infinity on this build, cause you have cold to kill lightning immunes. So it's totally fine not having infinity on this build, even though you're using lightning abilities. But yeah, see my merc guide for more information about this build here, cause it's simply, once you get a merc with these items here, you will see why it's the best merc setup ever. It's not gonna be beaten by anything. So yeah, I think that's really about it. I mean, you're going to be teleporting really fast because you have the 105% faster cast rate breakpoint. You're only going to be using 3 abilities, so it's pretty simple to play, and it actually has pretty good survival. You can get some good freeze going with Frozen Orb, which is always nice for kiting. And I would even say that this build is quite good in PvP, even with this gear that I'm using right now. It's pretty fun in PvP. I actually sometimes like to just log on and only play this character for just like 5 minutes and then log out again. Frozen Orb is pretty fun for PvP. So let's just quickly sell these things. Oh, we actually got bonus to attack rating on that helm. That's funny enough. Yeah. I hope you found this guide useful, and maybe you will see some other the class guides that I made. Recently I did a werewolf druid guide. That was pretty well received, I guess. So yeah, hope you will watch other guides. Goodbye.